I am Gergő Fehérvári. I'm a second-year PhD student at Budapest University of Technology and Economics, and my university journey started before university actually. During the high school time, I had the chance to attend some lectures at BME. Those 4 lectures held by renowned professors, and that's where I fell in love with physics, where I had this first chalk and blackboard experiences where they were showing us some equations and some beautiful physics. And then I applied for the physics course, where I specialized in applied physics with some memory store research in the background. And during my master's, I was specializing in nanoscience, nanotechnology, and at one point I wanted to get more responsibility in the research group, and Semilab was about to give an atomic force microscope to the university, so my supervisor gave me the chance to be the responsible first person for this device, the lab expert, and it gave me much joy, and that's how I got in touch with Semilab. I also got the chance to do some summer program with Semilab and a cool supervisor. We made 2 or 3 great projects together, and they gave me a job offer. So I came back, but 1 year away from university, I had the feeling that I missed the hardcore research. With my supervisor and with my boss here, we decided to apply for a joint scholarship. So now I have the chance to pursue research in the industry and at the academia at the same time, shared between Semilab and BME. As an applied physics student at the university, you learn a lot of mathematical skills and programming skills, and of course also physics. And what you generally do is that you go to a laboratory with very few people. They are all specialists and really good at their field, and everybody does all kind of work to make an experiment work. You perform the experiment, you analyze the data, and then you derive some conclusion or draw some conclusion using your programming skills. And at the university, the target is to derive some new physical laws or describe the world in more detail to give a better understanding of physics. If you want to check out the industry, that means that you move to a company where you have customers. The customers want to measure something. They want a device that does it for them automatically, so you have a very clear target, and your skills are needed to build a machine, to put together the data flow, how you can evaluate the requests, how you can measure their samples and give an answer to the questions which are interesting not for nature but for them. My experience during the summer internship was that at the university I got a formal training, I got the skills, but I only experienced a very specific field where I could use them. By coming to Semilab, I had the chance to meet many different questions that the customers ask, and I could use those skills very easily. I could utilize them to give answers to the customers and perform the specific tasks. And I'm very glad to share that now we have the new Physicist-Engineer course, where I'm also teaching the students. And those students don't have to wait until the masters to come to Semilab and try those skills, but even in the 2nd or the 3rd semester, they come here and they learn how to perform measurements with this different kind of question, use this different kind of reasoning that is interesting for the industry. Which means that you get the same mathematical, physical and programming basis, but you also immediately learn how to apply them to real-world problems, a little bit further away from fundamental physics. University life was very useful to build nice connections. I think networking is key, which means that I had some professors and some friends at the university, work at different places, know some research group, know a company, and then that means that as a physicist you rarely ever have to go to an interview to get into a place, because you will probably know someone who respects you as a professional, and that they can give you a chance very early in your career, where they can go get an internship, get a job, or later apply to some more serious scientific program. And again, for me, right at the beginning of the BSc, I got the chance to participate in some research. I was looking for a supervisor right out of high school, so I didn't have any connections at the university yet. I was walking around, I was talking to real professors. I've seen them for the first time in my life. And I talked to one of them, and he gave me a card. He told me, just give me a call if you get the chance. And I got the chance, I called him, and he said he would be happy to be my supervisor. And I started research before BSc actually. So I spent 1 week, and he introduced me to everybody. We walked around the university library, and he started teaching me programming and everything. And I think as a physicist, the key is that you learn the profession from other professionals. So it's not a textbook kind of stuff, it's the kind of stuff where you have someone who you respect professionally, and in the better cases also as a person, you respect them. You walk around and you look at how they do stuff. How do they evaluate data? What kind of questions do they ask? How do they take care of people around them? And all those things you learn by walking around them and being close and doing all that stuff together. And another great pleasure, so many years after the BSc, is that now I do the same stuff. I have students. My first 2 students who are physicist-engineers, very talented guys. They also put in the work, but I feel like I could also open some doors for them. With one of them, we worked at the university because it was more of, it's AFM related, but it's more like a base science kind of question that we asked. So we put the work in the university laboratory, but the other guy was interested in something that is relevant for the industry. So I could pull some strings. He became an intern at the company, just like I was a few years back. And we worked for half a year together, and we concluded it with a very nice thesis. I believe it is fair to say for the physicists-engineers that university life extends beyond the walls of university, and one very good place to go is Semilab. You mentioned that before, and it's also a mission of Semilab to provide very high-level teaching opportunities. So that means that even people from high schools, primary schools can come here for an open physics class. But as for university students, we have the showroom. This is a dedicated laboratory. It's very nicely done, and you can see 6 different kinds of measurement devices, which are all very high level, and the students have a chance to immediately measure on the same devices and to perform similar kind of measurements than what we do in the industry. So there has been some debate recently what you can do with a university degree, and I would say that a university degree gives you options and BME gives you very, very nice options. That's the difference, but you still have to put in the work. You need to get some language skills, you need to establish very good foundations in physics and mathematics. University is the great tool to do it, and if you start making acquaintances, you can prove that you put in the work and you are eligible for some more serious role. I think we can say that this cooperation can act as a bridge between university and industry, but of course it also depends on the individual. Learn a lot of physics so that you build a very good intuition. Be familiar with university level mathematics because you will need it. These are hard questions and you need to formulate your answers in the language of mathematics and numbers. And also do programming so that you can do quick and precise data evaluation. And this gives you very, very nice opportunities. Becoming a physicist is a great journey because you meet people who are alike, and it's very fun that I started as everyone else at the primary school. I went to high school, I went to university, and I met more and more similar people. And the university was the first place where we were all looking at life around us almost exactly the same way. And I had a chance to build friendships there, which follow me up until this day, maybe in form of scientific or like business cooperation, but also as friendships. And I will never forget the evenings and the nights that we spent together studying, trying to put together some measurements, supporting each other, and becoming professionals together. So I highly recommend that everybody who is interested in describing nature or working in a very, very high-level industry to pursue a career in physics, because it works nicely, and with the physicist-engineer course it can also pay very well.